CZW.
Wait, they wrestled in CZW? It shouldn't be a huge surprise to know one of the most unpredictable and controversial wrestlers ever to step foot in the ring once had a stint inside Combat Zone Wrestling. Yes, of course, I'm talking about New Jack. New Jack made his CZW debut in a match which just so happens to be praised as one of CZW's most memorable matches ever. We're talking Cage of Death 5, and it took place in December of 2003. The main event pitted the faction High Five, which consisted of the Messiah, B-Boy, Adam Flash, Johnny Cashmere, Trent Acid, and Nate Hatred, going up against Team Zandig, which had Zandig, Nick Gage, Lobo, Wife Beater, Ian Knox, and a surprise mystery partner. When Natural Born Killers hit over the PA system, the crowd went absolutely nuts and had the High Five practically in tears. New Jack joined the Cage of Death, but only 2 minutes after jumping into the match, he turned on Zandig, practically making the match a 7-on-5. It wasn't long after that before New Jack leapt off the top of the cage, driving Zandig through a group of tables, eliminating himself from the match because once your feet touch the floor, you were out. In the end, Team Zandig won, so New Jack, even though he turned, technically he got a win. But according to some shoot interviews, this was supposed to be a start of a 3-month-long feud ending with Zandig versus New Jack, but guess what? Things did not go as planned. The very next month at CZW Street Fight 2K4, New Jack met Zandig in the ring and cut one of the most ruthless promos I have ever heard on the Dudley Boys, Paul Heyman, a drug dealer who sold him some bad cocaine that he ended up shooting, apparently, and of course Vince McMahon. He then put CZW over in a big way, getting the crowd all riled up.
CZW died in 2001. CZW is the new shit.
Well, amen to that.
But going back to that shoot interview I just mentioned a couple seconds ago, I don't think he really meant those words.
Come in shit. Ta-da.
So after some ugly brawling, ECW's Tony DeVito ran in to save New Jack, which led to Wife Beater then coming out to save Zandig. The Extreme versus Ultraviolent tag team main event was set for later that night. The match went just about how you would expect it to. It had some bright spots, but some downright terrible spots. The end came when Zandig powerbombed Wife Beater off of the stage onto New Jack and DeVito, somehow missing both of them, and it led to DeVito getting pinned. Now, it was during this match where Zandig hit New Jack with a chair and used a staple gun on him, which apparently set New Jack off, where he said he was going to hurt Zandig legit the next month in their match, and he claims Zandig ended up backing out of the match because of it. Whether or not that's true, I have no idea. All I know is this is according to New Jack. So instead of that one-on-one blow-off match that we were supposed to get the next month at CZW's 5th anniversary show, we got Madman Pondo versus the Necro Butcher instead. After taking an incredibly sick bump on the floor and one of the most devastating fan shots I've ever seen, Natural Born Killers hit and out came New Jack. The match was turned into a triple threat, which ended shortly after when New Jack dove off the stage, putting Necro Butcher through a table. Then it was kind of weird because New Jack immediately went to the back, and that was it. After the fallout with Zandig, we wouldn't see New Jack return to CZW until 2012 under its new ownership. In November, at Night of Infamy, the big story taking place was Matt Tremont was being fired by DJ Hyde, so the wrestlers decided to stand up against DJ, threatening to walk out. With his back against the wall, DJ made a match, giving Tremont one last chance to stay with CZW. He had to take on Joe Gacy and Ron Mathis in a tag team match, with the big stipulation being he couldn't recruit anyone to be his partner from the CZW roster or any other independent roster for that matter. Fast forward to the match later that night, and after getting busted open and beaten down in a 2-on-1 battle for quite some time, you guessed it, Natural Born Killers hit, and out came New Jack. The tables were turned, and New Jack ended up driving Gacy to the backstage area, leaving Ron Mathis to eat a powerbomb through some chairs to take the loss. And with that, Matt Tremont got to keep his job thanks to the assist from New Jack. And believe it or not, that would be the final time we would ever see New Jack inside CZW. He would go on to wrestle off and on again until 2021, where, believe it or not, he teamed with DeVito in his final match for ICW. Even with his short run in Combat Zone Wrestling, there was plenty of controversy to go around. Hey, I really hope you guys just enjoyed the video, and I want you to keep in mind that all the footage you just seen was purchased by me via SmartMarkVideo.com. Guys, don't be a dick, don't be a pirate. Pay the guys that work hard to do what we all love. Thanks.